Hey guys, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Morgan and I'm the maker behind LA Crochet, and if you're one of my fabulous returning crochet fans, then hey, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to finish designing my newest pattern together, the 6-in-1 Little Pup Dress Up pattern. You guys, I am completely obsessed with this pattern. So of course it is a dress up pattern, right? So all of these outfits are completely removable. You just take the straps off the bottom and you can like mix and match the different outfits together. This is a 6-in-1 pattern bundle, as I mentioned. So as you can see here, of course, in last week's video, we designed this one together. This is the hot dog pup pattern. We also have the corn dog, the taco pup, the subwoofer, the pepperoni pizza, and finally the fetch fries, which you guys will see me design in today's video. All of these designs are completely unique from each other, which just makes it so much fun. And a lot of the costumes are completely no-sew as well. This pattern is going to release next Thursday on July 16th on my Etsy. And I'm so excited to announce that my level 2 through 4 Patreon members currently have early access to the pattern and are exclusively testing this pattern for me. So if you would like to join in on the fun and get early access to this pattern, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below. Oh, I also wanted to mention, actually at the time you guys are watching this video, or I guess I should say at the time this video is published, I am currently hosting my 2-year anniversary celebration on Etsy. I cannot believe I have been on Etsy for 2 years now. So to celebrate, all of the patterns on my Etsy shop are currently 15% off. And this is the highest sale that I've done this whole year. So if there are any patterns you've been wanting to get lately, I will put the link to my Etsy shop in the description below for you guys. But alrighty, you guys, without further ado, let's get into today's video and finish designing these adorable pups together. Okay, so where we left it off last week, we were in the process of designing my newest pattern, the Little Pup Dress Up pattern. Of course, you guys know the story. Like, the third pattern that I ever wrote was the hot dog pup pattern. So of course we've been doing so many of these dress up patterns lately that I thought it's only logical for us to come back to this pattern that I wrote over a year and a half ago at this point and create it in a dress up format. I did just finish reworking the hot dog costume just a little bit. So if you watched last week's video, you might notice just a few little differences. Mostly the hot dog portion is just a little bit longer. I also used a different color for the bun. So this of course is Parfait Chunky in the shade Shell. And I really like this color. I think it's giving more bun vibes, I would say, than the other tan yarn that we used last week. But the proportions are everything. I'm completely in love with this pattern, and I am very happy that the hot dog portion, like the costume, is completely no-sew. I mentioned it last week, but I actually surface crocheted that on there. So you don't even have to sew the toppings on if you don't want to. And of course, the fun part about this pattern is the little straps come off all the legs and the whole costume pops off just like that. And last week, you guys probably saw that we were also creating the taco costume as well. And I reworked this one too. So let me just show you guys the difference here, but I'm just gonna take my straps and pop them on all the little legs. And here is the taco costume, you guys. I love it so much. So one of the things that I changed about this costume, there's actually a larger height difference between the shell and the toppings to make it look more like a taco shell. And it's also more curved this way as well. And so excited. This is completely no-sew as well, you guys. I was so excited that I was able to figure that out. So all of these toppings are crocheted directly in, though I will say, if you want that little cheese detailing in there, here, let me give you guys the closer look. You can see I just embroidered some little cheese speckles in there. Of course, that's just a little bit of embroidering there, but the lettuce and the tomato, those are all crocheted directly in, and the ground beef down there, of course, is crocheted directly into the shells. So as of right now, we have 2 different costumes, and I have to tell you guys, I can't remember what I told you in last week's video. I actually filmed that video like a week ago at this point, but the other costumes that we are currently thinking is the subwoofer, the corn dog, and then also the pepperoni pizza. So I am going to get started working on those now, and I cannot wait to share with you guys the process as we move forward with this pattern and designing it. It's going to be so much fun, and I just love how interactive it's going to be. I have been loving these dress up patterns lately, you guys. I am so floored right now. Look at this design. I present to you the corn dog. Look at how cute it is. Oh my gosh. It turned out literally exactly as I was imagining it would. So we chatted about this, I believe, in last week's video, but in case you missed that, I wanted to pop this picture on the screen for you guys. So a few weeks ago at this point, my husband and I were perusing through like a local kids store, like a toy store, and I was actively coming up with different like food ideas that I wanted to include in this pattern because of course it started with the hot dog because of the hot dog pup. The taco was kind of a little accident, and then I knew that I wanted to do the subwoofer, and then I guess the pepperoni pizza were the two. And then I saw this in the store. It's literally a corn dog, and it just fit the theme exactly of what I was doing, like the shape of it and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. So this was kind of like the inspiration behind it, but of course we changed it some to make it, well, one, it is completely no-sew, happy to report. The only needlework is just this portion back here, just attaching the two ends back there. And then there's just this little hole right here between the husks and the corn so the tail can poke through. But the rest of it's completely no-sew, like the husks and how the corn is crocheted in. But we also had to make it, of course, a dress-up pattern. So I have the little like leg straps back here, and then I will show you guys. So this is what it looks like. This is the same technique that I did for the pineapple, basically, for the land turtle, and then also the little mushroom dress up pattern. So perfect. It works so well for corn and the pineapple. The texture is amazing, and I think it is just absolutely adorable, you guys. I am like freaking out right now. It just fits so perfectly with the bundle, like the hot dog and the taco, and then what we're planning to do with the sandwich of the sub, and then also the pizza. We're just kind of going through like food themes at this point. Originally, the idea was just to do 3 different outfits, and then of course we added the taco, so then it became 4. And then of course I guess we added the subwoofer idea too. So we're currently at 5 different outfits, and honestly it might become 6. So we're like slowly adding new ideas. So this pattern is definitely taking me a long time to write just because all of the outfits are completely unique to each other. Like the designs are all completely different. Normally when I've done dress up bundles like this in the past, the actual base of the pattern is the same, and we're just doing like different color changes or adding little frills, details, or things like that. But with this pattern, these are actually going to be like 4 or 5 individual different patterns. So it's gonna be very exciting. It is taking me a long time to do, but I know it is going to be so worth it once it's done. I'm also in the process of like taking the pictures and adding them to the pattern. And then I'm also going to do a video that's going to go along with the pattern as well, just because there's a bunch of like different techniques in this pattern. And I just want to make sure that everybody is able to successfully complete all of their different little pup dress ups. But you guys, this is what we have currently. I don't have a pup to put the taco one on, but we'll just like line it up like that. We're just gonna go with it. So this is what our pattern is currently looking like. You guys, I am freaking out. I am so excited. So the next ones that we're going to do, I guess we're going to work on the sub and the pizza next. So for these ones, they're going to be structured kind of differently than these ones. So for the sub and the pizza, I am thinking something that actually covers the pup's body, kind of like the little Larry land turtle dress up pattern, something like that with the 4 straps on the sides, because we did the pizza one for the turtle and also the mushroom, but really I'm thinking about the turtle. I think the structure of that will work well for the pup. I'm just going to obviously need to change some things. I'm going to need to elongate it so it fits with like the rectangular shape of the pup. And then I'm also going to need to change how the leg straps are as well. But that's kind of like where my mind is right now for these next few patterns. So I am going to work on those tonight, and then I will check back in with you guys probably tomorrow with hopefully the completed designs for the pepperoni pizza and the subwoofer. I tried my best to get it out, but if you see a stain on my shirt, it is because I was just eating eggs and somehow they managed to jump from my plate onto me. I'm talking like a defying gravity type situation here. Like, I don't know how it happened. There was airtime, like a full curvature even. So I really can't explain it. But you guys, I'm freaking out. I'm so excited. So last night I finished those other two designs that we were chatting about, and hold on, I'm putting the one outfit on right now. It was a little bit of a challenge because of course I had to make it kind of in a little bit of an elongated shape to fit the sausage pup's body, you know? And it turned out perfect, you guys. Introducing the pepperoni pizza modification. How cute! It kind of reminds me, I don't know why, I think it's the shape. It kind of reminds me of like a baked ziti dish for some reason. I think that's just because here we have like this local Italian place that whenever you get the baked ziti, they always serve it to you in like an oval shape like this. So as soon as I made it, I was like, oh my gosh, it reminds me of baked ziti. Anyway, not relevant. I'll give you guys a closer look here. Of course, the pepperoni pizza is completely no-sew. We've got the leg straps there. And like I was telling you guys before, so this one, of course, is kind of like a cover that goes onto the pup, whereas the other three that I've designed so far kind of like lay across the pup's body. This one is like a full cover, very reminiscent of the land turtle dress up pattern, but of course this one's completely no-sew. All of the pepperoni pieces are like worked into the instructions, and we've got a little opening there for the tail to pop out. So cute. I just love that little detail. That has been one of my favorite things about designing the dress up patterns, is manipulating the cover in a way to get it to fit to the body shape. So of course we've got some rounds here where we have this little cutout for the head and for the crust. So you'll notice that we have a slightly different brown shade here. I wanted that so that it would stand out a little bit, because normally I use the teddy bear for the crust for the other pizza modifications that I've done. But for this one, I actually used, if you guys are familiar, it's the Naughty Pony yarn in the shade Caramel. And I think it works perfectly for the crust. It's a really nice contrast to the actual color there. So yes, we have the pepperoni pizza, and of course the pun is amazing. I love it. The pun is really the reason why I did the pizza modification in the first place. And speaking of puns, I have to share this one with you guys. This might be one of my favorite puns like in the whole pattern. So a little backstory. Growing up, one of my family members actually had a subwoofer in their car, and whenever we would ride around, they would turn it up kind of loud. I mean, I don't know how loud it was on the outside of the car, but on the inside of the car, it was very loud, and I always remember like holding my ears like that. But the funny thing was the car was quite old, so whenever they would turn the bass up, the whole car would like shake, like the dash would rattle and everything, and I was just picturing like the wheels just falling off of the car whenever they turned it on. But anyway, that kind of inspired the pun for this one, and as soon as I thought of it, I knew that I had to do it, you guys. Introducing for the very first time the subwoofer modification. It's so funny. It's so funny. If you don't know, a subwoofer, like I was saying, is basically like a really loud speaker. If you've ever been riding down the highway and you hear like really loud bass, it's probably a subwoofer. But I thought it was perfect because subwoofer, a dog, you know, it just fit. And it especially fit the food theme of this little bundle here. And I've never made a sub before, so I just thought this was perfect. And the shape of a sub perfectly fits the shape of this body. So I'll give you guys a closer look here. Of course, we have the lettuce and the tomato detailing. We also have the cheese detailing in there. I was going back and forth about what color I should use here, because this kind of reminds me of like the hot dog, or sorry, not the hot dog, the hamburger modifications that I've done in the past. And of course for that, I've always used brown yarn for like the hamburger meat or veggie burger meat, if you will. But for this one, for a sub, you know, when I think of a sub, I really think of an Italian sub. And of course that meat tends to be light pink because it's like lunch meat or ham. So I decided to use the light pink here, but really you could use whatever color you prefer. And this one is a similar structure to the pepperoni pizza because it's like a cover that goes on to the pup's body. It's just got a lot more detail around here with all of those toppings and everything. I also embroidered the little bread detailing up there because I thought it looked really fun. And then of course we also have the little opening, same deal for where the tail is supposed to pop out. I can't get over it. I love how it fits the body so much. It's just very natural because a sub is long and so is a dachshund, obviously. So let's see all the modifications all together. They're so cute. I love it so much. I love the color palette really, with all the like tans and greens and reds and yellows. Looks so fun. It looks very much like, I don't know, you're going to a restaurant and you see all the different food options on the menu. So let's chat for a second. Originally, like I said, this pattern has just been kind of like expanding on itself. Originally, when I first started thinking about it, there were only going to be 3 outfits in it, then 3 turned into 4, then 4 turned into 5, and what's one more, right? What if 5 turned into 6? So last night we were doing a little like Patreon live pattern reveal. I always reveal my patterns for the very first time on Patreon lives, and it is just so much fun getting to see everybody's real-time reaction to seeing the pattern. We also do hints and like I drop little Easter eggs and things, and we always try to see if like someone can guess what it is. And I have to give a shout out to Jessica. I was showing everybody like the different modifications, and these were the ones that I showed them, and then Jessica said, what if you did fetch fries? Because originally I was thinking about adding another design to it, and I was thinking about doing a pineapple because I thought a pineapple would look really cute, especially a cover like this with all the bobble stitches and the stem on the top. And I was like, I might do that, or I might do something else. I will let you guys know and surprise you. And Jessica swooped into the live chat and said, what if you did fetch fries, like a French fry costume? And as soon as she said that, I was like, oh my goodness, oh my gosh, yes, I have to. I absolutely have to do that. Number one, the idea is amazing. Number two, I have never done French fries before, so now is the perfect opportunity. And number three, it fits with this food theme so much. And it also fits the color palette. So obviously I'm thinking red and yellow, that would go with this so well. Wait a second. I just said I haven't done French fries before. I did do French fries with seagull with a French fry, but I haven't done a French fry modification for something, for like a dress up pattern. So now is the perfect time. I am now going to get to work on the fetch fry pattern. Oh, I forgot to mention pepperoni pizza and subwoofer, completely no-sew. Everything is crocheted directly in. The only needlework is just weaving in ends, of course, but I'm thinking with the fetch fry costume, I have a concept for how I think it will work for it to be completely no-sew, because really the goal is to have all of the outfits be no-sew. Really the only one so far is just that little bit of needlework there for the corn on the cob. So I think I can do it. I'm pretty sure I can do it. So I'm going to get to work now on that. You guys know I always try to like actively film my pattern writing process, but I am terrible at it because when I pattern write, I just need to be like laser focused on what I'm doing. And it's very hard for me to also film it because I also have to be very quiet while I do it. And then I think, oh my gosh, this isn't very interesting. So I'm probably going to design it off camera if that's okay. And then I will check back in with you guys with hopefully the finalized pattern. Hopefully it turns out the way I am envisioning it in my head. This might be one of my favorite outfits out of all of them, you guys. I am completely obsessed. It is Fetch Fry. Look at how cute he is. He's so adorable. I just have to say, this is completely no-sew, and I'm very, very proud of the fact that it is completely no-sew, the Fetch Fry costume, because there's so much detail here. We have 11 individual French fries here. The texture is very, very fun. And this is kind of like how it's structured. So they're all crocheted directly in. You just make the sides like that, and then you wrap the straps around the pup's body, and you just have your super cute French fries here. This, I think, perfectly rounds out the pattern because you got your hot dog, you've got your sub, you've got your taco. Definitely needed some French fries in here to complete the entire meal, and I am just obsessed with this. So shout out to Jessica for suggesting the Fetch Fry idea with the French fries. And this is super fun too, because then maybe now that like I've done this, we can kind of incorporate French fries into some of the other dress up patterns that we've done. But with that, we have all 6 of them done. And I'm calling it here, you guys. We are calling it at 6. We're not doing any more. This pattern has taken me an incredibly long amount of time to put together. I think because, well, number one, I just kept adding to it. So originally it was 3 and now we've doubled it and there are 6 different outfits included. But also all the costumes are completely unique. Like I was mentioning before, like they're structured differently. So just even that has taken me a long time. And also it's official. This document is the longest pattern document that I have ever written. So I definitely am going to need to like compress it so it doesn't take up a bunch of memory, but I am so proud of this pattern. And I think next up, I'm just going to work on making a bunch of pups, especially as I take like the pattern photos and do the pattern video. You guys, I regret to say that I have an update to give regarding the snake saga. I can't remember if I told you guys about my little snake saga that's been happening here. So basically it all started last year when I found not one but two snakes like right outside my front door in the garden bed. One was really quite large, a little off-putting to say the least, and then the other one was a baby, which actually made me more afraid because then I thought, oh my gosh, how many babies are there? So that was that, and then, you know, didn't see any more, so I kind of like put it out of my mind. But this year I was a little paranoid, as you could probably imagine, and every time I was going to work in the garden bed, I would like take my rake and just kind of like move it around a bunch so that if there was anything there, it would kind of scatter, you know? Because, you know, deep down I know that they're more afraid of me than I am of them, though I am very afraid, so it might be a draw there. And I guess I was so paranoid, like I looked kind of farther away in the garden bed and I convinced myself that this stick that was on the ground had moved, so I thought that it was a snake. And I got my husband and everything, and he comes out and he's looking and he's like, wait, where is it? And I was like, you're right on top of it, you're standing on top of it. And he bends down and he's like, this is a stick. So needless to say, that is kind of like where my mind was at. And then I was like, okay, I need to chill, like I haven't seen any more snakes this year. Well, then after that I saw not one but two snakes on the same day. Again, one of them was kind of like sunbathing in a bush, actually the bush that I was planning on trimming that day, which I thought was kind of funny. So needless to say, I did not trim that bush that day. But then I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna face my fears. I'm gonna go outside and still do some yard work, but I'm going to work on the other side of the yard. And wouldn't you know it, right where I went to work there was another snake right there. And that's when I called it. I was like, you know what, I'm done, we're not doing this today. So I went back inside, and then a few days later I went out, faced my fears again, didn't see any snakes, so life was good. And we hadn't seen any snakes in a while until the other day. I go out in the garage to put the recycling in the recycling bin, and in the garage right in front of the door that I'm trying to go out of, there is, you probably guessed it, a snake. I was like, oh my gosh. I let out, I don't know what kind of sound, kind of like a squeal, and I think that my husband probably knew what it was because it would have been a little bit of an overreaction really for anything else. I have a very particular way I say his name whenever there's like a spider or something like that. So he comes out and he goes to try to like move it so he can move it to the edge of our property line, and as he gets closer to it, it decides to slither down into a crack like in our concrete, I guess, on the floor. Never to be seen again, but of course now I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like snakes living in there maybe. So we're gonna try to like cover up the holes so that they don't live in there anymore. Or maybe they don't even live in there, maybe he was just seeking shelter in there. Because to be fair, there was a gloved man like coming at him, so I guess I kind of get it. But anyway, that is the update with the snake saga. I was telling my Patreon members that they have officially breached the building, so that's been a little bit scary for me, but as long as they stay outside, we should be fine. But I don't know, you guys, it's really starting to freak me out with all of these snake saga updates that I'm giving you guys. So looks like every time I go outside now, I'm just going to keep taking my rake and like doing a little proximity check to just make sure everything can scurry away. Okay, you guys, I just finished 3 pups and just a whole bunch of outfits. I cannot wait to show them all to you guys. They look so fun all in a group here. So here is my whole did you guys see that? That totally just moved by itself. Anyway, here is my whole squad of hot dog pups and all of their little outfits. All of these look so fun together. I love this color palette, and it really just makes me think of like a food truck or a food court, just having like all of these food items in front of me here. And then I also have all of these pups back here as well, sporting some of these outfits. We've got a corn dog, a hot dog pup, and then also the fetch fry. So so much fun, you guys. I'm so excited for this pattern. I love it so much, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for such a long time. I can't believe it's been like a year and a half since we did the original hot dog pup, so it just feels so appropriate now to do a dress up version of the pattern. Oh, by the way, over here, I have switched over my cup to be my spooky cup because, you know, Summerween and everything. So one last look at our whole Little Pup Dress Up squad. Lately here, what I've been trying to do is kind of like prep for my Palm Street lives over time, and that usually happens as I am designing patterns. So like right now, I have a bunch of the little mushroom dress ups here, and now we have a whole bunch of the little pup dress ups. I know that I definitely want to make some more pups though, just because I literally have 6 different outfits for every single pup. So I feel like I could probably make at least 3 more pups, and then that way each pup could have like 3 outfits or something like that. But I found that as I am designing patterns, I naturally build up this inventory, which is super nice. So I can't wait for the next Palm Street Live where I'm going to do probably another like dress up theme again, just because of all these patterns we've been designing. Currently, my next Palm Street Live is scheduled for, I think it's July 25th, though I might push that back a little bit. So I will have to let you guys know. It just depends how much inventory I have and if I feel like I'm fully ready to like put on a live, just because lately I've really been enjoying having plenty of inventory at those lives. It just makes it a lot more fun that we get to display like a whole table, you know, and like go through all of the different things. But anyway, you guys, that wraps it up for today's video. Thank you so much for watching and for coming along as we finish designing my newest pattern, the Little Pup Dress Up pattern bundle. This is seriously such a dream come true for me, seeing this pattern come together. Just a reminder, this pattern bundle is going to release next Thursday, July 16th on my Etsy. And of course, at the time you guys are watching this video, my level 2 through 4 Patreon members currently have early access to the pattern and are exclusively testing it. So if you want in on the fun and join the pattern test, the link is in the description box below. In next week's video, my goal is to tackle some of these custom orders that have been on my plate for a little while here. We have, I think, a taco cat, which is going to be super fun. I haven't made one of those in a while. And then also a few land turtles and perhaps even a luau bear, which is another fun one that I have not done in a while. It's probably been like 10 months since I've made a luau bear. And we're also going to open up some mail together as well. It's going to be so much fun. As always, if you guys were crocheting while watching this video, let all of us know what you're making in the comments. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye!